Okay, ladies, we are back with an amazing interview today with Amy. And I think that a lot of you are going to relate to Amy's story. Amy was struggling when she first came to me, and it wasn't that Amy wasn't trying. She was trying everything. She was spending money. She was going to appointments. She was seeking answers. And unfortunately, nothing was working for Amy, right? And she joined VIP, and a lot of things changed for her. Okay. And so, really excited to be in this space with you today, Amy. And so, welcome. And if you don't mind, just maybe if you can, take us back. Take us back to Amy before VIP. Take us back to what Amy was dealing with and experiencing and the frustrations that you were navigating.
Well, I had so many, I think, frustrations when I actually reached out to you. I had already been doing all the things. I felt like I eat healthy. My boyfriend just kept saying to me, like, you eat so healthy. And I know there's always room for improvement, but I had a hysterectomy and at a younger age, and all of a sudden the pounds just kept stacking. And, I was doing I felt like I was doing my, not maybe working out to the max speed, but I was, exercising, I was walking, I was eating healthy. I just kept trying different things. I tried doing intermittent fasting. I tried doing, more protein and lower carb. I mean, just all these different things. I started working with someone before you and spent thousands and thousands of dollars. I just was at that point where I'm like, I will do whatever. I had a lot of gut issues and bloating and was not regular in the bathroom, which of course can take it even another notch because you're just not comfortable in your clothes. And I just no longer felt like my best self. And I kind of kept telling myself when I was not well and had all my surgeries that this is like how it is. I guess like I'm getting older. I just kept hearing that from, oh, you're getting older, things aren't going to be like they were in your 20s. And I'm like, but I shouldn't have to look this way or feel this way. And I really did not want to do anything else because I'd already spent so much money. But I finally was like, you know what? I'm just going to reach out to you and see maybe there's something else different, or maybe we can just have a conversation. And that's what I decided to do. And it was about a year ago that I reached out to you.
Yes, I remember. I remember you were on your way to Arizona.
Yep. On our way to Arizona for the winter. And I was like, I'm going to just reach out and see what she has to say. And
And you did. And you reached out and we talked through this and we kind of put together a game plan. And what was it? What was it, Amy, that made you want to say yes?
well, I am a pretty positive, upbeat person. And I just felt like I was kind of shrinking and playing small in different areas of my life. And I know it was because I wasn't confident. I no
Mhm.
longer felt like the best version of me. I knew what it was like to feel like the old Amy, whether it even be like 10 pounds ago or 15 pounds ago. But it was um, the weight just kept piling on. And I remember May of 2020 would have been 5 that I stepped on the scale and was like, this isn't okay. Like, this just isn't okay. But
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I was like, and I also feel like I deserve to I am not 80. Like I
Yes.
deserve to be alive and vibrant and also, I want to be an inspiration to other people that it's not too late or there are options. So I was like, I'm putting myself first, and I'm doing this. Whether it's another investment in my health
Right.
and spending the money, I'm worth it, and
Right. You are.
I did it.
You did. And you did. And was it worth it, Amy?
Ab-
Tell us, like,
Absolutely.
was it worth it? What kind of results did you get? What did you notice right away? Like, let's talk about all of it.
Well, I think for so many of us, I mean, I just look back at my times of life where I'm like, I'm losing weight, I'm on a diet, I'm this and that, and it's like, you want to lose 20 pounds, you want to lose 10 pounds. And we think that's going to happen overnight because, it doesn't get packed on overnight, but we think we're going to take it off. So it's like, okay,
Mhm.
I am for, 2 weeks going to be, and it's like, no, it's not like that. And I think the
Mhm.
biggest thing with your program was told myself, I did not weigh myself daily.
Yep.
Yes, it's recommended to weigh yourself weekly just to kind of see how you're doing. I've never been a big scale person because it just, mentally throws me over. And so I was like, once a week, I would weigh myself. And I'm like, whether it's a half a pound, whether it's a pound, I'm going to be okay with it because I'd rather slow and steady lose this and get it off kind of the right way than
Yes.
just losing 5 pounds overnight. And so, you know, I started implementing, a lot of the things were easy for me because I do enjoy good food.
Yes.
But I just started implementing some of the things that you share. And it was like, oh, just this little simple habit. Like the biggest one was like lemon water in the morning. And it
Yeah.
was like before my coffee, before I have breakfast, I've always been a big water drinker, but it was like, no, you're just going to have your lemon water first thing in the morning. And that is like hands down my number one staple. Like I do not go without that. So yeah, just little by little. Also, I remember you saying like 30 minutes of movement a day. And in my mind, I'm like, that's 30 minutes, and there were days that I would sit there and I'd be like, I don't want to do this. It's just like trying to talk yourself into doing it. And all I could think about is like Kim saying, lace up your shoes and do, 15-minute walk or a 10-minute walk. And I would get out there and then next thing you know, I'd be like for 45 minutes or an hour because it was just more like doing it. I think we
Yeah.
mentally sit there and say like, oh, I don't have time or I don't want to, I don't feel like it. Sometimes you
Right.
don't feel like it. You just go out there and do it and you're going to feel so much better.
Oh, amen, girl. Yes, and that is exactly right. It was you had a lot of really good habits in place. You had the desire, you had the want, you like healthy food. It was just putting it all together and then having that consistent coaching through it, right? And those little tidbits that just every week you showed up and you showed up. And so, Amy, where are you now? I mean, tell us how much weight you've lost, but also the non-scale victories that have come with that.
Well, I would say, I mean, I've been sticking to everything, yes, I've gone off here and there, but it's like, I've been now like working with you for a year and it was last year November when we went out to Arizona, and I think it was like maybe April, so springtime, I was down like 25 pounds,
Yes.
and was just feeling so much better about myself. Like I felt like I had not shopped or bought new clothes forever,
Mhm.
because I was like, no, I'm not buying anything bigger, I'm just going to squeeze into what I have. And so that was kind of fun to be able to like get back into my clothes and not feel uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And I came back to Iowa in May, and I still was like, I still feel like I would like to lose like another 10 pounds or so. And so I am now down 35 pounds. And I feel very healthy. I don't feel like I am like overly skinny, or I just feel more healthy. And I don't feel all the bloat anymore. The best thing I would say has been my digestion and like my consistent movement every day, like just and I eat a ton of food. So when people say to me like, gosh, like, are you like barely eating, or how have you lost all this weight? And it's like, oh no, like I'm the girl that's got always food in my purse, always food in the car, for snacks. I'm literally fueling my body all the time, but it's just with the right things, and just making better choices. And now it's like I don't want to go without my movement or without my walk, or I'm lifting weights again, and overall I just feel so much better, and I'm just back to the happier version of me.
Yes, and healthy.
Yeah,
I think it's like the coolest part when you said that is like I feel healthy,
yeah.
right? It's like you feel strong, you feel healthy, you feel nourished. Like the bloating's gone, the digestion is regulated. Like wow, like that's the goal. It's not a number on the scale. It's not feeling skinny. It's not any of that. It's like you are healthy, you are vibrant, and you can, right? Because like you had said, oh, this is just part of getting older, or this is just how it is. You don't have to believe that anymore, do you?
No.
No. Amy, that's so beautiful. You also are social, right? Amy is a social butterfly. She has an amazing business that she helps women feel beautiful every day, and she is going and active and out and invited to a lot of things. So, like, tell me how you've navigated that. Can you navigate being social on this plan, and how?
Absolutely. And that was kind of something at first that I was like, okay, this is, I don't want to have to not live life. and I think that's the biggest thing for so many people. You're on the go, you're busy. I mean, we like to travel, road trips, and I am that girl that like I meal prep, and we do take road trips, and yes, we pack coolers, and I think sometimes we can get in our head about like, oh my gosh, what are people going to think? Or I don't want to be that person. But it's like, for me, it's worth it to feel better. We're going to ball games. We're, on road trips. I don't want to stop at a gas station or a drive through. Like, I'm not going to feel good. So, I bring all the snacks, I meal prep, I pack things, I cut all my lemons, I have those in baggies and ready to go. You absolutely can do this. A lot of times I look at my week and it's like, okay, I've got 2 events or 3 parties or whatever. This one I might choose to eat before I go, and then I might have like something light or a snack. Or, I know a lot of times people are like, wait, you're going like for this, why would you? Well, no, I'm gonna fuel my body with some healthy food, because I know when I get there, there's probably not going to be a lot of options that are the best choice for me. And maybe I'll have like some cheese and crackers and a glass of wine, but I'm not going to go overboard because I already ate a meal and I fueled my body before I went. So
Yeah.
you can absolutely do this with kids, with travel, with social life. It's just about planning and really being prepared, before.
Beautiful. That is awesome inspiration. And I think the part that really stands out to me is that you almost think ahead of like, how do I want to feel? And then we take it and we kind of reverse engineer it. So like if I want to feel energized, good, all the things, and you've worked so hard to get, what do I need to bring to get there? And in the things you're planning, the meal prepping, all of that, it's simple stuff, right? Simple stuff.
And I
So
always, one of my big tips is especially through like holiday season right now, as I'm going to things, I always bring something that I know I can eat. So whether I bring a couple options of, good options for myself, it's like, well, at least I know I have something to eat. And I feel too, I've been an inspiration to others because they're like,
yeah,
share, what is that recipe? Or, I
yeah.
mean, people want to know more. And a lot of it is just about educating. And so I love being able to be that person to like help and teach other people what I've done or what I've learned.
That's good. So let me ask you this because I think you're so right, Amy. Like, I think a lot of people desire to do better, feel better. They want to feel better. They just don't know how to
Oh,
put it all together.
yep.
And you're right. You are a very inspiring person and you've had amazing results. Like you said, in 4 months, you took off 25 pounds. Then we really just kind of were maintaining. And then you decided, I want to go for 10 more. So you did it. Okay. And now you're 35 pounds down. So, what do you think are, you know, the big habits that really guide you? What are kind of like your not, we call them non negotiables in this plan? Like, what are the big habits that guide you every day that you think that you're going to be able to continue doing for the long haul?
I would say, like my number one is water. I've always been a huge water drinker, and when I have conversations with people about water, I can't believe the amount of people. I think it's just normal because I drink so much water, but I can't
Yeah.
believe the amount of people that struggle getting their water in. So it's like for me, hydration, water. That is like key. I love, doing the lemon in my water first thing in the morning. Planning is also top
Mhm.
notch. Whether I do it like twice a week, I mean, I am constantly meal prepping. It does not need to be hard, but it does have to be in your schedule, in your plan, or it's
Yes.
not going to happen. So
Amen.
meal prepping, absolutely. And usually what I do is once a week,
Yeah.
Sundays, I kind of sit down, I decide what do I want this week? It's a cold week. I think I'm going to make a soup and I'm going to make and I kind of decide what I'm going to make. I prep them and boom, it's ready to go. So in and out appointments, meetings, lunchtimes, popping home, and you just have it. You don't have to stop and think each day, what am I going to eat?
Amen.
So meal prepping is key. And then movement, like
Yeah.
movement is, I think back now to when I wasn't getting my movement in, and a lot of that was when I was sick and didn't feel well.
Yeah.
Now I can't go a day, and if I miss a day, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I haven't been out moving. Like it is so important. And ladies, men, for those that feel like I can't go to the gym, or like maybe you're so far overweight that you can't even imagine exercising,
Yeah.
just start with walking. Walking is such a good thing to do. And I did not realize like how important that is. You do not have to be out running or doing all this really intense, high, aerobic. Walking is huge. Just get out and move your body.
Oh, you heard it. And this is what I want everyone to hear that's watching this today is that Amy's rocking it now. Like she is solid in her foundation. She's doing her water. She's doing her planning. She's making her meals. She knows how to be social. She's rocking her movement. She's dialed in. But she learned the habits to guide her a year ago. And little by little, day by day, the planning came in place, the movement came in place, the water came in place. And it's just the simple habits that add up that really lead you to here. So, like, Amy, you know, there's a lot of women that are in this community that are struggling, okay? That do find this inspirational, that do want to plan. What would you say is missing? What was missing for the Amy you used to be that you found here in VIP? What do you think is missing for some of the women that you're in community with that they could potentially find here in VIP so that they can step into results?
I would say community is huge. And that's with, I think, anything we do in life. We all need a support system. There were days or weeks that I was like falling off. And, you have accountability calls that are like daytime, evening time, every day, like pretty much of the week. So there's not an excuse like for you to miss out on one. Plus they're recorded. And
Yeah.
just coming and being a part of that community on the days that I was doing well or not doing well, I always left with like an idea, inspiration, a reminder of like, this is why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I know for me, and I feel like this in all walks of life, whether it be whatever it may be, your job, whatever, it to have a connection and a community, to have support, to not feel alone. I
Yeah.
think so many of us have our days where we're up in our head and we just
Hmm.
think like, I can't do this, or this task is so large or so huge, or how am I going to get from here to there? And having those baby steps, because I didn't do perfect my first week. I didn't do perfect my second week. And just kind of stacking, like you said, those habits of like, okay,
Hmm.
this week I'm going to really focus on my water. And then next
Yes.
week I'm going to add in this. And it's just
Yes.
learning those little habits over time, and then coming to this community and having the support. The meal ideas. I mean, I love that this is not a shake and bar plan. Like I want to eat real food,
Yes.
and that's
Amen.
exactly what is taught here. There's lots and lots of food that you can eat, and so many fun recipes and ideas that are wonderful. And so I think community is really what it's all about, is what people need to not feel
Mm,
alone.
mm. So inspirational and empowering, right? Like that is so well said, Amy, and you definitely lived that out and you lead that in all areas of your life. And it is so true because I will hear a lot of times, kind of like when we first met, you're like, Kim, like, I just don't get it. Like, I am moving my body, I am eating healthy, like, I have done all these plans and all these, supplements and all the things. Like, why is this going to work? And it's like, we're going to put it all together and we're going to hold you accountable and we're going to help you and we're going to guide you and we're going to tweak little things. And you did it and you're doing it. And like the other part of that I really like to point out, Amy, is what's so cool about this interview with you is it's so real, right? Amy, if you know Amy, like she's just real, and like the plan never had to be perfect.
Mm-mm.
And it never will be because you want to go out with your girlfriends and you want to, travel with your significant other and you want to do different things and you can still get results. So that is beautiful and the community is awesome. And it's women like Amy that are within the community, right? So we're empowering women. We're getting real transformation with real food, real health, surrounding ourselves. And then really that can create generational impact, just like you're doing, Amy, by sharing your story. You're empowering and inspiring others by the work you did. And that is why we do these interviews, is because within VIP, this is a woman empowerment company. like women empowering women through real change. And so I gotta say, Amy, your story is awesome. I appreciate you sharing, well, one, trusting. I mean, I remember that phone call, and I'm like, girl, I got you. She's like, but how do I know? And I'm like, it's just gonna work, I promise. And so I just appreciate the trust. I appreciate, just you allowing us to lead you. And now, girl, you did it. You're a VIP graduate, right? And now you get to empower others. And so this is really, really cool. I feel so proud. And I can't wait to see the women that you're going to empower now by sharing your story. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mm.